She used to be an actress.
Oh, really? Did she do anything out of scene?
And I think her biggest deal was she starred in a pilot.
Pilot? What's a pilot?
Well, you know the shows on TV?
I don't watch TV.
Yeah, but you are aware that there's an invention called television, and on this invention they show shows, right?
Yeah.
Well, the way they pick TV shows is they make one show. That show's called a pilot. Then they show that one show to the people who pick shows, and on the strength of that one show, they decide if they want to make more shows. Some get chosen and become television programs. Some don't, become nothing. She starred in one of the ones that became nothing.
Welcome to Couch Pilots, all my friends. It's the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past. My name is Jason. You can call me She, and across from me is the guy I call He. It's Captain Philip Rest. Good evening.
It's time. It's time to do another flight. It's time.
Yeah, you know, we're coming hot off the heels of CouchCon, the 200th episode, Wembley Stadium. To me, a resounding success.
I don't see any part of it that was a failure or even like semi to moderately good. It was all like 100%. It was like for show wise, it was 4 hours and 45 minutes of just full throttle good times the whole time. There was no
for the
lull.
show. But I mean the whole day, day of CouchCon was incredible. I had super big reservations, and I brought them up a little bit on the show. And then I came to you off air, and I was like, "This Harvey Weinstein thing is really going to nip us in the knickers." And then we go over there, and the crowd loves him.
Oh yeah.
And I just think, I'm like, I don't understand it, but I'm thinking more. It's like, Europe,
they're all
French,
laid back. They're all laid back.
They're very liberal with
Sexual,
sexuality.
Thank you.
And, you're welcome. And I'm thinking this has got to be it. We got the guy at such an incredible deal, like we did Cosby last year. And I was like, there's no way this is going to be a success. It was a success. It was the right move. I bow to you, and I honor you.
No, I bow to you, and I honor you, because if it wasn't for you, it wouldn't have happened.
Why is that?
Well, it's because you're a big part of the show.
Oh, okay. And you're also a big part of the show.
And also with you. I was amazed. The autograph session after the show was like 4 hours, but it didn't seem like it.
Yeah, it didn't seem like. Do you remember that part it was only like a half hour in. I was so exhausted from the show.
Sure.
I don't know if you can tell. People,
we had towels. We had the white towels around our necks. We were dabbing.
I was exhausted.
We were dabbing like this.
We dabbed so hard. And about half hour into the signing session, I fell asleep. Mm-hmm. But my hand just kept doing it. I had done it so many times.
Muscle memory.
Yeah, I just was going. And people were talking to me, and people were saying later that they had full conversations with me.
Yeah.
I have no recollection.
That's the way it should be.
That is the way it should be.
Leave some stuff to the imagination.
Absolutely. It's got to be fun for me, too.
Right. And DSJ did a great job of keeping the line moving, and the photo ops thing, they're standing in front of the table and we kind of look at them. Remember
when DSJ got on the mic and he wouldn't shut the fuck up?
Oh yeah, he was talking you guys, I don't have Down syndrome. He got all mad. And,
I don't remember
he's
that.
I had a lisp or some kind of peripheral.
I don't recall any. I just felt like we got him on the mic for the first time in 200 episodes, and he just would not shut up.
Right. No, and he was kind of asshole-y in a way.
It seemed like it. I remember a lot of stomping, but that's how he walks anyway. Usually,
he's heavy-footed.
Oh, Leadfoot is what I call him, Old Leadfoot. That was almost his nickname before DSJ. Before we found out he had Down syndrome.
He was the triangle player for Lead Belly.
Okay, was he? God, just throw it on the list of things he's done.
Yeah,
I was really between that and
Betwixt.
I'm sorry, Betwixt. Thank you. We were in England after all. I was kind of fretting coming back today. We had CouchCon to me is the pinnacle. It's the highlight of every year.
Right. And
there's our third CouchCon.
There's a hangover.
Absolutely.
Every time.
And I thought, you know what? We're going to have a few weeks off, a few weeks vacation after CouchCon because we got to spread those episodes out. We don't want to overload anyone or scare anyone with a 5-hour episode.
Yeah, 5-hour episode. Even our biggest fans are going to be like,
that's too much.
Too much.
So I was like, I don't know if I want to come back. I'm right away. Maybe we take a little bit more time off. But I'm here. I feel refreshed. I took a little bit of a vacation.
Where'd you go?
I went to I keep wanting to say Laguna Beach. It's the Jersey Shore. That's where I went.
Nice. Did you drink a lot?
Oh, I haven't even had water since I've been back.
Oh my God, I can tell because your fingernails are real white.
Yeah.
And that means that you're dehydrated.
Actually, I put my teeth whitener on my nails too.
Oh.
So they're extra white.
Oh, okay.
But I was at the Jersey Shore. I was drinking
Mike
a lot.
Pence? That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Hold on a second. Hold on, I forgot there it is. All right, very good. So I'm at the Jersey Shore, and I take a solo vacation. I said, I got to get out. I got to clear my head.
Oh, so you didn't take a lady friend or anything. You went straight
I
up
didn't
by
take my
yourself?
girlfriend. I said, you can meet me out there in a few days, but I need a couple days for me.
Decompress, obviously, decompress.
And I'm out there, and I'm thinking, and I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying the Jersey Shore. I'd never been there. I watched every episode, obviously, that MTV phenomenon back in the day,
Sure.
and I loved it. Those kids are hilarious. They're fun. They're smart, good looking. I love Jersey Shore, so I'm like, I'm going to go to the Jersey Shore. And I get out there, and to decompress, I'm just kind of thinking. I'm chewing the fat in my head. I need to do something different with me.
Okay, all right.
And I came up with 2 words.
Rectal exam.
Very close. Domestic abuse. No. Wife beater. That's what it was.
Oh, nice.
I've started wearing wife beaters.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because you were at the Jersey Shore and you saw people in them or guys in them?
Yeah, there's a lot of
But they're like
Italian
more,
guys.
They're more built though, right? They like
What is that
have
supposed
more
to mean?
muscles and stuff, right?
What's that supposed to mean?
I've seen you.
What's that supposed to mean about that part?
You're not sculpted. I would say you're not sculpted. Speaking of being not sculpted,
I've been wearing a lot of wife beaters.
how's that? Did you buy them?
They don't look good on me, I'll tell you that much. But
I don't look good on me either. I quit wearing them. I used to wear them because of work. I would wear dress shirts, so I wear wife beaters underneath.
so to conceal your nipples.
Well, no.
Because your nipples are notoriously like pitch black.
Oh
dark.
yeah, they're black and they're hard and they stick out.
You have those really weird black hard nipples.
Yeah, and my areolas are like Oreos.
Yeah, there's a reason why they call them that. The first guy to say we got to name this body part. I think it was the guy who worked for Lever 2000, and he says, "What are we going to call this? We don't have a name for it." Kind of like the end of the shoelace, where it's called like an eaglet or something. You know, the little hard piece on the end of the shoelace. He's like, "We got to call these something." And so the guy's eating an Oreo. It falls on his chest. It completely covers his nipple. He removes it, and it looks
Right.
like he didn't remove it at all. He's got those Oreo nipples.
And they were double stuffed.
You ever
And
have an Oreo?
They had a mystery flavor.
Do you ever eat the mystery flavor ones?
Oh no, I'm straight up just I'll double stuff.
Yeah.
but I like OG ones. I like the original. The double stuff is like almost too much of a good thing. Let's just do the regular ones.
They got it right with the original.
I'm sure.
And then they have the golden ones, and then they have ones that like a pumpkin spice, like every flavor you can think of. I don't want any of that
Yeah,
shit.
red velvet was one
No,
of them.
no, thanks.
Birthday cake.
You know what? I'll pass.
Yeah, just
I'll pass on that.
there's no need to go above and beyond what you know is good.
Perfect it. Move on. We don't need to masturbate and jack off all over these things trying to change you. You got it right.
Right, you got it right. Just rake in the money and deal with it.
That's Nabisco's Oreos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there other kinds? Like, is there knockoffs?
Hydrox.
Oh, and the
Which sounds like something you should put on your body after you have a wound, doesn't it? You ever
Very much
crumble
so.
up the Hydrox cookies and put them in an open gash?
I have lots of gashes.
We got 100 gashes, as far as I'm concerned.
Hold on, you want to? We got a live phone.
Let's get a
call
phone.
coming?
Let's get a phone. Someone on the phone here. I assume it's your wife. It's probably
No,
the
it's
only
not.
person who calls.
Hello, this is Blake.
Oh, are you doing your podcast?
Yeah, you darn right I am, baby, and you're on the line.
Is that your mommy?
Yeah, it's my mommy. Hey, say hi, mommy, Jason.
I love you, mommy, Jason.
Love you, Jason. You're my favorite.
Yes. Even better than Chad.
Right now, Chad's her favorite right now. Yeah.
I'll talk to you next week.
I was just returning your call. I just noticed I had a call. We were at the doctor's office. So.
Oh well, I had a $1,400 bill from Pekin Insurance, and then I read it, and it said that this is just a reminder that this is being paid. And then I got a bill from State Farm, and I think I owe like $1,100, but that's okay. We don't have to talk about it right now.
Well, don't post anything about it. We'll just talk about it, okay?
Don't post anything about it.
Yeah,
On what?
on social media.
So,
Lynn, subscribe to our Patreon and help your son.
we love you.
Bye.
We love you.
She didn't even say I love you back. She didn't even, and you know how that bugs me.
I know how it bugs you.
She did not even say I love you back.
That's why anytime you say something positive to me, you stare at me and you don't blink until I return exactly that same thing.
Because my mother won't tell me she loves me.
Does she not do that?
No, she usually does. I think maybe I heard that she had just got back from the doctor, so maybe something.
Her throat's probably dilated.
Well, no, she probably went to the doctor for my stepdad,
Right.
and then she has surgery here. Well, she had a surgery a week and a half ago, aka the release of the show. So
Does she have lockjaw?
yeah, from being the BJ Queen.
Whoa, your words, not mine.
No, the show title. Her words, not mine.
Yeah. I can't imagine my mom ever looking me square in the face and say, I suck cock and I'm the queen of it.
Hey, whatever you do, good.
Yeah.
Do it all the time.
And you know what? Don't do it for free.
Well, hey,
Even if that means getting a
she's
lobster
retiring.
dinner.
She's retiring early. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, got it. Hanging them up, huh?
Hanging
Hanging up her tonsils?
up her tonsils. Ooh, that's a good question. If she didn't seem like if she was in a bad mood, I'd call her back and ask her if she had her tonsils.
Oh, that'd be good.
But it doesn't seem to be a good.
Well, kind of in the spirit of what we're just talking about, I'm wearing the wife beaters. I
Sure.
think what the package said. It didn't say wife beater on it because I don't know.
Oh
if
no,
it really said
that's I don't think that's politically correct.
I looked at Hanes, and Hanes said sleeveless, and then I looked at Fruit of the Loom, which is considerably cheaper, and it said a shirt, not like one shirt, but like a like
the letter A,
like you're wearing a T-shirt.
Oh, okay.
And this is like they say that the shirt I wear looks like an A.
I wonder what a D looks like.
It's probably for like a big fat guy, right? Like the straight part's the back, and the D is the big fucking beer gut.
That's true. I actually on Facebook today had in my memories 8 years ago. There's a picture of me at TBU.
Sure.
And I'm sitting at my desk in my
Building KK,
Building
East
KK.
Peoria.
My shirt is like kind of up and my belly sticking out a little bit.
Yeah.
And I looked down at my belly this morning at my desk.
Yeah.
And said, "Oh, it's grown considerably."
Yeah. Well, the beer consumption since 8 years ago has been considerable.
Amen to that.
And hey, you know what? Amen to you. High five that shit.
So you're in the Jersey Shores. You're spending a few days by yourself. You want to better yourself, so you start wearing.
Well, I'm just looking for a change.
Sure.
And I do it because it's in the summer. It's really hot. And I wear an undershirt usually. It just makes me more hot.
Sure.
So get rid of the sleeves, man.
Yeah,
Make it an undershirt.
Hey, sun's out, guns out.
And what about you? You had some time off as well. We took the same amount of time off.
Yeah, I had some time off, and I tried to reflect on my life as well. I did that as well. I stayed home.
Oh, you staycation.
I staycationed, and I just realized how miserable I was.
Sure, yeah.
And how I keep pleading for death, but it won't come.
Oh, you can hurry it along.
How so?
By being a coward and committing seppuku.
Oh.
Or
Serpico. Did you ever see Serpico with
Pacino?
Al Pacino?
Al Pacino machine. He had the big beard at that time.
Oh,
right?
yeah. He was undercover lover.
Hell yeah. What, are you excited about that new Pacino movie?
There's a new Pacino movie? I've seen every Pacino movie.
He's like, okay, so he's in a movie again with Robert De Niro. It's
Sure.
like 50 fucking films they've done together.
Well, just toward the end, like that. To when people have a movie come out with gangsters or good guy,
Right.
bad guy, they want to have the two of them, but they didn't really do a lot of stuff together.
I seriously bet they've been in 5 or 6 films together.
Oh, 5 or 6. That's a lot
lot.
different than 10 or 100.
It's them, and then Joe Pesci's back.
Oh, great! He hasn't been in a movie in a long time. I wonder if he's got any taller.
He's old as fuck. I really doubt he's grown. But it's a Martin Scorsese film.
Of course, that's the trifecta, right?
It's actually getting really good reviews.
What's it called?
It's going to be on Netflix. It's being released on Netflix.
Really?
It's called The Irishman.
I hope it's better than the Sturgill Simpson movie that I watched yesterday.
What movie is that?
He's got an animated movie that is in he released an album, and the album is the movie.
What's it called?
Something Fury.
It's funny you mentioned Sturgill Simpson because I just saw a Sturgill Simpson movie.
Was it animated?
No. It's called The Dead, or just called Dead Don't Die.
Oh, okay. So that's the one that they released, and then they stopped promoting it.
Why?
Had something to do with like school shootings or something.
Well,
There was a school shooting, and so right when it came out, The Dead Don't Die. Was it at the movie theater?
I don't. It was probably a very limited release. It was
Yeah.
it was a film by a fella goes by the name of Jim Jarmusch.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And he's kind of like an avant-garde, kind of a artsy, film director, independent stuff. But it's got a lot of big names in it. But it was basically a zombie film. And
Yep.
in the song, you've heard the song "Dead Don't Die" by.
Oh yeah. That was an animated video too.
So that was the name of the film, and then that song is played several times throughout the movie. And then they talk about Sturgill Simpson in the movie, and someone goes to like a little gas station and buys the Sturgill Simpson CD. It's very odd. It's a fairly self-referential film, and I didn't catch him, but Sturgill was in the movie as a zombie, and he didn't have any lines or anything. But it's very odd.
Isn't it like it was? I thought it was kind of like maybe we're talking about two different movies. The movie that I saw that he was in, it was kind of one of those like the Ice-T movie where like people hunted him. People hunt one person.
Judgment Night.
I don't know.
That's not really the film. That's not
Okay,
the
so
film
it's a
film.
different movie that I was thinking about.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
But Sturgill Simpson hot right now, I guess, huh?
He's hot. I do not like the new album. I do not like the movie, and I have to deal with it because he's a creative guy that won't sell out. So that's all I.
Is the new album have the "When in Rome" song, "The Promise" on it?
No,
That was the last one.
Yeah,
When we sang it together on Karaoke
Sure.
Big E.
sure.
Is that a bad memory for you?
The singing together?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Okay.
No.
I thought that was great.
It was great. So here we are after CouchCon.
Yeah.
It's our third one,
Yeah.
and to be honest with you, I'm already looking at venues for 2020.
Wow.
Yeah.
We know just about a month and a half here, tickets will go on sale. They always go on sale
yeah.
between Christmas Day and New Year's Day. You had a week to get in there.
Yeah, and if if New Year's Day comes and you got a hangover, you don't get up early enough, you can't get tickets.
SOL, babies. Oh, well. And the thing is, we don't even really announce information about it until like months after that. But still, the tickets are on sale. That's how it works, folks. All right.
Well, we like to do grassroots kind of stuff, underground kind of stuff. I mean, the point of it is to have the dedicated listeners go. I mean, somebody who's listened to one or two episodes,
They might not care. They might not even know
Sure,
about it.
right.
We don't talk about CouchCon every episode.
right?
Anyway, it was a lot of fun. For those of you there, if you want to call into the show and leave a message, talk about your experience, please do. We'd love to have it.
Oh yeah, yeah. What happened behind the scenes for our listeners? What happened behind the scenes at Wembley Stadium?
Yeah.
Was there fucking? Was there sucking? Was there peeing in a trough? Was there any kind of like Wembley Stadium jail that maybe somebody went to? Just
Right.
let us know.
Yeah. Give us a
Because
shout.
I mean, we can't. We heard a lot of stuff in the background in the upcoming episodes. Maybe we'll talk about it.
we're
Once in a
kind
while.
of quarantined and we're kind of
Sure,
isolated.
we had a lot of we had an entourage that was we had security. Oh God, we had security out the ass.
I literally hired the cast of Entourage to be my entourage.
right, and I just got that bill.
And I know Turtle. Oddly enough, Turtle cost the most.
Yeah, it was turtles all the way down.
Yeah. Turtles for life. Do we have any fan feedback?
Yeah, I think we do actually.
Is it on your phone?
It usually is.
Okay.
God, we have so much stuff going
Hey,
on.
how about them Bears, huh?
Bear down, baby. We do have one that's not on my phone, and it is from a vendor that I have at work, and she works at White Distribution, and she recently said, "Hey, my husband listened to your show and thought it was real funny."
Why? How did that happen?
It's a long story. I don't have time for it.
So the story, though, is somehow you communicated to these people that you do a podcast.
Sure.
All right, sure. Oh, gee.
Bad idea, right?
Uh-oh.
Okay, this is from Lucas. A comedian whose name escapes me said that women don't like funny guys. They like funny and guys. There has to be something that goes along with the funny. He's funny and good looking. He's funny and he's nice to people. Okay?
All right.
Because, oh, shit. God damn it.
The fuck are you doing?
Because, and Blake covered this once on Couch Pilots, comes out every Monday wherever you steal your podcast from. Eventually, the women get tired of the funny. It's the and that makes them want to stay. I totally agree.
The funny is the gambit.
Sure.
That's how you get
that
it.
gets you in the door. That pays your copay.
It is quite literally my only line of defense.
Sure.
Is to be funny. That's it. That's all I have. I've got nothing else. Right. Oh, I got a great head of hair.
What? I want to talk about that head of hair just for a quick second. The other day, I saw you in not your normal presentation. I came to your house really early in the morning.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You were wearing glasses, and
Yeah.
you didn't have any gel or any product.
I
in your
probably
hair.
did, but it was just left over from the day before.
That's what I'm talking about. Left over the day
So what
before.
happened? What was your
You
experience?
just look like a completely different person.
Did I really?
Oh yeah, you look completely different.
Oh, you're
I
welcome.
didn't even know you. Chris Tuckley.
You acted real uncomfortable in my house.
I was uncomfortable, and you want me to be honest?
Of course.
I was uncomfortable in your house because your girlfriend didn't come out and say hi or anything, so I was like, maybe she's hiding in there because she doesn't like me. That's the first thing I thought of.
I don't think that was it. I think she wasn't done up, and she gets real weird. Like, she doesn't go out of the house unless there's like
Unless she's done up.
unless she's totally done up. So maybe she just didn't want to be seen like that. Because I asked her, I was like, hey, why didn't you come out and say hi?
Okay. Well, it wasn't me. It was
It was how grotesque she looks before. No, she's a beautiful lady.
no, sure she is, and I just thought maybe because I do have a phobia that she doesn't like me, and we've talked about this kind of.
What's that called? What's the name of that phobia?
Friendophobia.
What is wrong with your left arm? Are you having a heart attack?
It is hurting right now, seriously bad.
Are you having a heart attack?
If it starts in the elbow, that's probably what it is.
I'm gonna put you over my shoulders, I think, to get you upstairs.
Over the shoulder boulder holder?
Yeah.
This is from Chris Tuckley, and he posted this on the Couch Pilots Facebook page.
I like that guy.
Love that guy. I've been enjoying I Think You Should Leave on Netflix. And this sketch gave me some pretty intense Couch Pilots flashbacks.
Oh, I did see.
So
some
it
of
was
that.
the bones are the skeleton's money bit, where it's kind of like a Johnny Cash bit where this guy is in a studio recording.
That's a really long, weird sketch, though, right? That goes through a bunch of different weird avenues to get there.
Right, and but it was cool. I said that is a great show. It got picked up for a second season, so much better than the pilot that we watched that he helped write earlier.
It was him and one other dude, and it was called My Man's, and it was kind of funny, but the other guy called us a racist. Remember that?
Oh yeah, love it.
Do you really remember that?
Yeah, no, seriously. God damn it!
You're going to have a heart attack. This will be the first recorded death.
If it comes quick, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm just going through stuff here, and I think that's it for fan feedback.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
The rest of it is a lot of just pictures of Diana Z, the bowler, and all of Kevin Clark, screenshots of all Kevin Clark's sign-ins for all this stuff.
What does that mean?
Like WWE and stuff. I have a screenshot so I don't.
What what's her name? Diana Z?
I call her Diana Z.
Does she do like I mean, no, she's not a household name. But is she in like magazines where her butt's out and stuff? Like is she do like sexy magazine shoots and stuff?
Like with skin or just like
I don't know, like skin tight clothing or not wearing much. Is she even elevated to the point where they're trying to sexualize bowlers?
she's one of like five or six in the women's professional bowling league that I would say is used more often because of her looks. That's what I'll say.
Okay, what's that? Remember Anna Kournikova? You remember her?
Yep, Mariah Carey.
She was a 2000 early aughts, mid aughts, a very young, sexy tennis player. Lady.
Sure.
Now she turned out to not be that great of a tennis player, but people found her so attractive that her popularity skyrocketed.
Exactly.
How about Diana Z? Is she that good? And how good do you have to be a women's bowler?
To be honest,
That's one sport that I could see like the women being as good as the men.
No, they're not.
And if it's not,
No.
then what the hell's going on?
they are not as good, and you can see that by the payouts. The payouts for like a women's professional bowling league tour, just like a regular tour event. the winner gets $5,000. A men's tournament, they get $500,000. There is a very different, like the women's soccer team, U.S. soccer team, has nothing to complain about compared to the women's bowling.
A lot of now
You all right? You just whipping your dick out or what?
no, I was moving my penis.
Okay. Penile?
No, just one. I just have one. Still the same one. Okay, so payout, that's different though, because payout speaks to the popularity of the gender because that means more sponsors.
Right.
I'm talking about the actual ability. To me, you don't have to be the strongest guy out there to do well in bowling. Yeah, I mean, you might have to have your arm in shape and you know the form really well, but what's stopping a woman from doing just as well as a man in bowling? Not popularity, just high scores.
That's a very good question.
Thank you.
And I think overall the scores are usually higher on the men's side because of strength.
What kind of strength? Just putting a curve on the ball?
The power that comes from behind the ball.
All right, forget bowling then. What is a sport that men can be as equally good as women?
Pool. There's a professional pool league.
Okay, does it discriminate between men and women? It does, though.
There
doesn't
is,
it?
yeah. But
why?
I could see a woman being able to compete against a man.
I think that's a good example.
Dude, it's not the first time I've done this.
Don't call me dude, all right?
Don't call me.
I spent 6 months in pilot school to be called pilot, not dude, all right? Well, you're going to die. That heart attack is coming. If it's not anal cancer, it's elbow joint heart attack vein.
That has a lot to do. I think I've bowled too much, but this is the opposite.
That's not the arm, though.
That's not the arm. That's what's weird.
Maybe-
I to be honest with you, I'm gonna kind of pull the curtains back.
You're doing a lot of honest talk tonight. Let's hear it.
Before the show, my blood pressure was raised tremendously, outstandingly tremendously, and so I think that is probably where this is coming from. The heart is just pumping so fast that it's hurting going through the clogged veins.
Why was it raised, and do you have a machine here at your home to measure your blood pressure?
No, I do not have a machine to measure, and it's because me and my wife got another fight.
I mean, it's just another week, is what you're saying. Maybe your left arm is saying, "Hey, why don't you spend some time with me?" Maybe this pain.
I can't jack off with my left hand. I cannot.
I do that exclusively.
I cannot do it.
I do it exclusively.
Honestly, I've tried to do it before, and it's just.
And that's not to be jacking off. It could be like, "Hey, why don't you bowl with me a little bit? Hey, why don't you fry up some eggs and hold the frying pan with the left hand?" It might just be a cry for help.
That's true. You know what? I'm not going to try to bowl with my left hand because my average now is too high in my bowling league. Mm-hmm. I bowled too well the first week, and so my average is maybe higher than it should be. But I digress. Let's proceed. Nobody wants to hear about my bowling.
I surely don't. Today we discussed the pilot episode of The Mysterious 2 from the year of our Lord 1982. Now that was a great year.
That was a great year. 1982. I was living large at 7 years old. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
75. Plus 5
it's
plus 2.
It's weird to think that you're that old, though. That's what it is. It's just weird to think you're that old.
I might, from time to time, have had poopy pants, even at 7, but it happens, right? 7 years old.
I almost had a poopy pants today.
Really?
I had to stop at my mom's house to feed the cat and take care of some stuff while she's gone, and then I had to go to the bathroom so bad it started to affect the way I walked.
Really? You had a. Oh, it happens to me all the time.
It's just when you're done voiding yourself, it's one of those ones you're like, this is the best feeling I've ever had in my life. And it resonates for the next 15 minutes.
There's two kinds of poop I have.
Here it comes. Count them
down. One, I get done and I'm like, oh, that's great. Just like you said. I feel better.
Yeah.
I'm more of a man now.
Yeah.
And there's ones where I leave the bathroom limping because of the pain.
What was the pain from? Anal tearing?
No, I never have that big of. I never have that big of a hoop. But there's
you never shit out like a vegetable can
no.
poop?
I have no. It's never that hard.
Okay.
There's no way. A lot of it has to do with maybe anal irritation
Sure.
from wiping, or just stomach problems from the pain of finally getting, it's coming out. So.
You got to buy that higher grade toilet paper. You're using
It doesn't matter.
You're using
No,
sandpaper.
it's not. It's not the grade. It's the amount of wiping.
What do you use the wet wipes?
It's expensive. I don't.
You might save yourself some real. Okay, so you know how I get rid of my wet wipes in the clear Ziploc bags?
bag.
I was thinking, why don't they make opaque Ziploc bags to
you.
conceal? Because sometimes, like I was talking to a lady, I'm not going to say who it was, and I said, "How do you get tampons? How do you get rid of those? You flush them out of the toilet?" I said, "You don't flush that fucking
No,
shit."
it'll clog the toilet.
He said, "You wrap a bunch of toilet paper around it and you throw it in the garbage." What if the same thing that I use to get rid of my wet wipes, not to clog my toilet, ladies don't want to clog the toilet with their tampons or pads, put it in an opaque Ziploc bag so you don't have to see the mucky muck that's inside.
I love it. It's you know what? Mm-hmm. Don't tell anybody.
What would
Don't
you
tell
put?
anybody about it.
I won't tell anyone.
Because we can probably make some money off this.
Couch Pilots brand opaque Ziploc bags.
Yep.
I would want to jazz it up though, maybe like a little message or something. What would you put? You think on like an opaque Ziploc bag, something you couldn't see through, like a pattern or a message?
Sure, a message obviously would be like, "You made it through.
I was thinking like
You're flying high."
I was like, "Don't worry about what's inside this bag,"
That's more of a warning.
or like, "Open at your funeral."
Why would you open it? Don't open me.
Do you think anyone's ever opened a Ziploc bag and the smell was so bad they died and were taken to their own funeral?
Could happen. It could have happened. I don't know.
Well, I tell you what,
I was 7. How old were you?
I was 1,
Okay.
so that checks out, right? I tell you right now,
Jason's so bored already.
no, I'm not bored at all. There's some things that happened in 1982, and as we all know, right now it's not 1982. The pilot was made back then, so we have to think about things that happened then so we can properly digest the pilot. So we have to go back to 1982 in our minds.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about a few things that happened. October 1st, Helmut Kohl replaces Helmut Schmidt as Chancellor of Germany through a constructive vote of no confidence. You ever hear of the vote of no confidence?
No, but it's what I vote on every morning when I wake up in the morning, and every day is no confidence.
You look in the mirror and you're like, nah, I can't.
No,
I'm not worthy.
I'm going to fail today, and I am going to be miserable. That's what I feel.
We promised me that if I ever fail to complete my duties as a co-host of this program, that you will raise a vote of no confidence.
Passive aggressively, yes.
That sounds about it. Yeah, that's October 1st, Sony launches the first consumer compact disc CD player, model CDP-101. What was your first CD player?
The first CD player was a handheld.
Yours?
Yeah.
Mine might have been too.
And it skipped if you moved it around.
It didn't have that ESP, electronic skip protection.
It wasn't yellow and gray. You knew it was one that you could run with if it was yellow and gray.
The sporty ones.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you set it down and you put it in, you put your headphones into it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I know I got a CD player when I was probably like 6th or 7th grade. I got a boom box.
Okay.
It was a JVC. And oh my God, I wish I still had it. I don't know where it went, but
was the CD player obviously was on the top of it and it opened up.
Yes, it was on the top. It had 2 cassette decks, so I could record cassettes, and I could also record a 99X. Do you remember 99X?
Yeah.
The modern rock. Oh, it was before it was modern rock alternative.
Yeah,
I
it
think.
was.
And it was just an alternative.
Do you remember
rock station.
WWCT, the home of rock and roll?
Hell yeah! But I used to make 99X tapes full of my favorite rock songs.
You give them to girls. And
I
stuff.
give them to the lady and see what happens there. I try to be funny and the music guy, and so when the funny wears off, she still has the cassette.
I remember one time that we had one of those dual boom boxes where you know, and we made we took like NWA.
Hell yeah!
And we would stop, straight out of comp, and then we would rewind. Comp.
You guys made your own little mixes.
Yeah, little mixes. It was
Holy
cool.
shit,
Yeah, it was
that's
annoying.
awesome.
It took forever, for sure.
Back then, it would have to, yeah. To do it all analog like that. I had one where I loved it so much I listened all the time. Sometimes I had dirty stuff, I would like curse words and what have you.
Okay.
I would listen to it and I'd turn it down to 1 and I'd put my head right up to the speaker so my parents wouldn't hear me.
Why didn't you get some headphones?
I was not a smart kid.
Okay.
And then one time I watched a show ER. You ever hear that fucking shit? Is emergency room is what it stands for.
Yeah.
And I remember
David
seeing,
Duchovny was in that.
absolutely David Duchovny, a star of ER. And inside the emergency room, they had like this center where like all the people had like all the clerical work and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they there was a boombox back there, and it was my boombox.
Really?
And I thought, oh, I got a good boombox. It's on TV.
Right. That's cool.
It was that. I'm pretty sure that was my first one. And then I also went to camp, and I was like, I can't go to a camp for 1 week
without rock and roll.
without my rock music. So I bought a portable one myself. I would mow the grass,
Really?
the neighbor's grass, and I bought it was like $120.
Jesus.
It had the electronic skip protection. It was gray, and I bought all the little attachments so you could put it in the cassette deck.
Sure.
And you
Yeah,
could hear
in the
it in the
car.
car.
Yeah.
So that's how we used to do it. And then just real quick too, you remember the first compact disc that you purchased?
Yeah, Garth Brooks, no offenses.
Holy shit. I was at home thinking, I wrote these down because I was not an original thought in my body. And I was thinking, I bet Blake's first CD was Garth Brooks. And there it is.
No, it was.
And Garth Brooks, the original ones, were like the big CDs, right? It had
Yeah, it
like
was the cardboard box, and it had a big picture on the front, and then you had to like tear it open, and it was just like the top half of it was where the CD was, and the bottom half of it was just like cardboard hole.
It's really weird because like I don't know if you ever open up an old Nintendo cartridge, but like it's really small. Like it's about like I don't know, like a pack of chewing gum. But the cassette or the cartridge for a Nintendo is like like a playing or a greeting card, right?
Okay.
But the actual component's really small. Why did we do that with everything? Why don't we just package something for about the size?
It wasn't to be efficient. It was to like to catch your eye. You know what I mean? Like,
who's going to see something so small?
well, you figure like music wise, we'll just do CDs because I don't know a thing about nerdy stuff like with video games.
All right.
But with like CDs, you had the cassette that had the whole like cover on it. You had LPs that had the big cover on
Hell
it.
yeah.
And that the artwork for your album had a lot to do with things.
Got to catch the eye, like you said.
And so, but when compact CDs first started, they wanted to have that big, huge look like an LP, and that's why they made them such a big cardboard.
See, if you had asked me, I would have thought it had something to do with theft protection. But I think you're right. I think what you say makes sense.
When was I? Name the last time I was wrong. Bueller. Bueller.
I don't know.
All right. Well, good.
Is someone coming into the captain's lounge?
Nope. Not that I know of. Oh, no. Upstairs, maybe. Yeah, it's about time for the... Oh. All right.
It's the former baggage boy, Eli.
Hey, Bruce Lee. How are you?
Hi.
Come over here a second.
I thought you guys have some guests or something.
You're the guest. Get over here. You got a red belt on. You're wearing a black gi. Do you call it a gi?
No, it's called a uniform.
Come on. That's... what are you close to a black belt?
He's close to a brown belt.
Close to a brown.
You got your red with a black stripe, and then what's next?
Oh, this is brown belt. That's a brown stripe.
Colorblind, Jason?
Yeah, I am.
Right.
Is that funny to you that I have a disability?
Every disability is funny to me.
That's fair. So red and the brown stripe, and then what's next?
Brown belt and then black stripe and then 2 black stripes. You gotta wait 2 years and then you can finally test for your black belt, first degree black.
If I can break a pine board right now with my Ford head, what
On a fortnight.
Forehead.
my Ford head, what belt would I get?
No belt.
I'm a suspenders guy anyway.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I'm glad you're home. Hope it went well. You need to let Velma out, and she needs to go poop.
Okay. I want to make a sandwich for food.
Yep, you're going to make a sandwich because I'm not in charge of feeding you tonight.
Way to go, Eli.
Good kid. At least he came home and told me he was safe. I forgot all about him.
You know what he's going to do now? He's going to go back to the pilot's lounge while we're getting on the plane. He's going to start watching pornography.
You're right. He'll make a sandwich, too. Only peanut butter, no jelly.
He's going to fuck a sandwich, I
Oh,
bet.
I hope so.
Just like that American Pie movie. We should come up with a movie starring Eli called American Sandwich, where your boy fucks a sandwich.
After coming home from karate.
Well, it's easy because the gi opens up pretty easily. You can
Sure.
probably reveal your. You don't have to worry about the button and the zipper.
No, there's no Johnsonville brat there. You just slide them down.
Yeah, I agree with what you just said. All Oh my god, the last one here. Oh, I think mine was Green Day, Dookie, or Weezer. I think it was Dookie, but it might have been the Blue Album by Weezer.
Weezer was probably. I was in high school when Weezer came out, so
You're probably a junior or senior.
When Dookie came out, yeah, probably a junior.
Because I was like in 6th, 7th grade when that shit came out. Anyway, October 27th, my birthday, the Homosexual Offences Northern Ireland Order 1982 comes into effect, decriminalizing homosexuality in Northern Ireland for those aged 18 or older, no young gays.
Well, first of all, it shouldn't be criminalized at all. But this is groundbreaking. It's a start. For
the early 80s, I would say so.
It's a first step.
Yeah.
In learning stuff. But, you could be gay. Well, Kevin Clark says you're gay when you're born. You're gay until you.
I heard that on an episode of Low Blow recently.
Right, and until you realize that you're.
It was the best episode of Low Blow I think I've ever heard, mainly because Adam couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Right, Adam. If you put up the numbers of mic time,
right,
he was in 4th place, and there was 4 people, and one person had never been on a podcast before.
Chrissy, she was talking about her.
Not Christy.
Chrissy. Was she talking about her vagina at some point?
Now,
tune in, folks. Anyway, I'm back in 1982.
Yeah.
Do you know why we choose to watch The Mysterious 2?
There are 3 simple criteria of why we watch this pilot.
The show's so fucking long.
Are you in a hurry?
No, the Mysterious 2 was really long.
I thought you meant this show was too long.
No. The Mysterious 2 is like fucking hour and 36 minutes.
Yeah. It was a pilot that never went to series. Whether it aired or not is irrelevant. We had to be able to find it on the internet.
Can't do it.
And it had to be free.
Yeah, that's right. You're probably saying, where can you find the entire episode of The Mysterious 2 for yourself? We can do so by subscribing to Couch Pilots on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes.
Can you just take the SoundCloud out of that?
Are we on SoundCloud?
No, I don't think we are at all.
Are we on iHeart Music?
Yes, we are.
Are we on Intune?
I don't know about that one.
Are we on Friendster.org?
Yeah, but our page name is Hey, how you doing, big fella?
Are we on JerryEpstein.com?
No.
Are we on YouTube?
Yes, we are on YouTube.
And you know what to do, Tube.
Hell yeah, we do.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
Was he drunk when he did that?
Me?
Yeah.
Me? I've never been. I can't remember. I recall one single time I've been drunk, including right now.
I wish I was drunk right now.
You'll get there, buddy. I believe in you.
I wish I was drunk to forget my problem.
Do you want to get drunk with me? Is your wife coming back tonight, or can I?
She might not be.
When we land this plane, can I sleep in your bed with you?
You have to move the dog.
No, I don't want to sleep in there with that fucking milk sack.
Stop it.
I love that you take such. We'll sit here and we'll talk about John and how he has Down syndrome, but you take such personal offense. I remember the first time I had the dog here, and you're like, "That dog smells like fucking shit." You were so offended.
Well, I knew it did. It smelled bad, but
yeah, just wash it up. It's fine. It's a sweet dog.
We did. Like the first Friday after you said that, we did. But
it's a sweet dog.
But it didn't come from humble beginnings.
What does that mean? The dog did not come from humble beginnings?
Right. It had a rough life. It had a rough life before
it did come from humble beginnings.
No. Humble beginnings are good.
Humble, I think to be humble is good, but humble to come from humble beginnings means there's probably like a dirt floor.
Okay, well, it came from humble beginnings.
Okay.
So,
I'm just saying it's a nice dog. It smelled like shit. It
didn't smell like shit.
There's a weird flap sack.
It didn't smell like feces. That's not what it was.
This is not your baby.
It was just a stinky dog, but it did not smell like shit.
Why do you take such offense to it when I joke around? Like, okay, so I went to Dustin's bottle share the other night.
Yeah.
And I didn't say word one. Fucking Hoover boss comes in, and he's got his baby with him the whole time.
What?
He's brought his baby to a...
Did he drive himself?
The baby drove him because Derek was drinking. He's got one of those smart baby cars. And so he gets there and he's holding the baby. He's drinking some beer, and everyone's him. And as soon as I come, he's like, "Hey, Jason, I got my dumb baby." And I don't know if he's like mocking me or what. But then unprompted later, Kevin Clark shows up, and him and Dustin start yelling about dumb babies. right? If they can talk about their dumb baby, why can't they talk about a stinky fucking milk sack? Why do you take such offense to that?
Because it's not her fault. It's not her fault.
Okay.
I don't even see it anymore. No, seriously, I don't even notice anymore.
Can I take care of it?
What do you mean take care of it?
I'll take the dog to a clinic and get the sack snipped off.
No.
Why not? It's like wearing a big hoop earring. It's going to get caught on something eventually, and you'll be glad I hit. What?
It won't.
I'll take the dog to the clinic.
Do you want to hear the story about the dog?
They'll get the milk sack snipped off. They'll sew it up. It's going to be a weird fucking scar. When it heals, I'll take it down to Precious Body's ink tattoo or whatever the fuck. I'm no angel, and we'll get a dog hair tattoo over the scar, and the dog will feel confident again.
You want to hear the story real quick about the dog?
Yeah. Are you crying because you're upset?
So, the plan was to foster this dog, right?
Yeah.
You just like when you foster a kid, you have it at your house until you can find it a permanent home, right?
Sure.
And so we had Velma here for maybe 3 weeks, right? And then Molly said, "Hey, just to let you know, there's a lady who had her app approved, and she wants to meet Velma." And I said, "When's that going to happen?" And she's like, "Saturday." So this is like Monday. She's like, "Saturday." And I said, "That lady's not going to meet Velma." She goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "Velma's not leaving." And she goes, "Well, the only way that Velma doesn't leave is if we adopt her." I was like, "Well, I don't have $200. And then about 20 minutes later, she's like, "Well, since we're foster parents, we don't have to pay the $200. We just have to pay $50." And I said, "Write a check right now. That dog's not leaving." And so I cock-blocked a lady from getting a dog.
Why did you do that?
There's two reasons why. You want to hear both of them or just one of them?
Let's hear both.
You're a fucking asshole.
Why am I an asshole? You're crying because you're emotional? Is that right? Was it the tattoo thing?
No, it was the pain in the elbow. Well, when she came here, she was the perfect dog. I mean, she was the perfect dog.
She had perfect posture. Right?
Yeah, for sure. And
great manners.
And she was black, and I don't want to reject a black dog.
Mm-hmm.
And but something happened while she was here that was like a sign to me.
Okay.
So she had been here 4 or 5 days and would go in the kitchen and eat all of her food out of the bowl, right? Then one day she went to the bowl, got food, put it in her mouth, and came into the living room and started eating it and looked at me. And that's what Rory used to do. Rory never ate out of the bowl. She would get food out of the bowl and come and eat every time, all her bites in the living room. So that was a sign from Rory. In my opinion, it was a sign from Rory that this dog should stay.
That's something you believe?
Yes, I honestly do.
So as you say that, you're telling me you believe in magic?
Only black.
I'm sorry.
Only black magic.
I'm sorry.
It was a sign. It was a sign. Because the same day is when I got the package from Dee Dee with the picture of me and Rory's was behind me with her paw over my shoulder. It all happened on the same day. I swear to God, it happened on the same day.
Well, I'm glad you kept the dog. I just why not do it immediately? Why not just take it in immediately? Why do you have to wait?
Because I didn't want that responsibility. I didn't want to get a dog that was broken and be committed to a broken dog.
Okay. Now, Molly had a greyhound, right?
A Great Dane.
A Great Dane before.
Sure.
And you made her destroy the animal, right?
No, she went to another house.
Okay, that's what I meant. So was it always going to be a Great Dane?
Oh
this
yeah,
time?
yeah. Well, first of all, to me there was not going to be another dog for a while because I wasn't over Rory. Mm-hmm. I wasn't over her leaving. But when I was over her leaving, it was going to be a Great Dane because Molly suffered through 8 years of dealing with Rory.
Who gets to choose next? Will it be the kid? Will it be the Eli? Will he get to choose?
I think he can't even. No,
can't even what?
I'm not gonna go there. I'm so mad at that kid.
Oh my God.
Anyway, it's time. It's time.
It is time, isn't it? What were we talking about? Summary of the pilot. 2 aliens visit the Earth in an effort to enlist converts to travel the universe with them.
Them. Him and her.
He and she.
You know what? To be honest with you, it's very short and simple. It doesn't get muddied up. I'll give it a B+.
Let me ask you this. We haven't started talking about the pilot really yet. Are these two beings aliens? We don't know.
We don't know.
Why does the summary presuppose that that is in fact the case? I mean, that's how those people in the program present themselves, but we don't know that to be true.
That's correct.
But still, you give it a B+.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? That's your prerogative.
I do what I want to do. It's my prerogative.
I can give you interesting facts. It's my prerogative.
Whoa. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Interesting Facts. This is the part of the show where Jason scours the internet till his knuckles are bloody and have yellow pus coming out of them because he wants to give you information that you would not know unless he gave it to you and farted.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
There's one rule and one rule only. Do not comment on these facts. Just listen to them, absorb them, but don't taint someone else's experience by commenting on these facts. You don't know what hard times are, baby.
That was Dusty Rhodes. He's
Yeah.
a big fat guy, and he had polka dots on.
He was a big fat guy who at one point wore polka dots, but not his whole career.
And then his sons had his remains destroyed, just like Molly's old dog. Filmed in 1979.
It was filmed in 1979?
But not aired until 1982.
Huh.
Fact.
I almost commented on it. I was very close, but I didn't. Little in the middle, but she got much back.
It's tough to get mad at this point. If you're 200 episodes in and you still don't get it.
No, I get it. I just don't care. I get the rule. I understand the rule, but sometimes it's all right. I'll put it this way, okay?
Put it in a way I can understand it.
Okay, I will exactly. You're with a woman intimately.
I know. Okay, you lost me already, but go ahead.
You're in a situation with a woman intimately.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Things are hot.
Intimate.
Intimins.
Intimins.
Melt in your mouth, not in your hands. And the rule is don't ejaculate inside her vagina. But
this is a really dirty metaphor, but go ahead.
But
you can ejaculate her butt.
You don't know her very well, but it's feeling so good, and you've already committed to raw dogging it, which you should have done in the beginning. You're raw dogging it. It feels so great. You finish inside of her. You just broke interesting facts. But
I've never been married, and I will not have sex until I'm married. So I can't.
That's good.
I can understand the metaphor, but I can't relate to it. But
most of our listeners have had sex. Besides you, most of our listeners have had sex. And so it's not about me mansplaining it to you because you've never had sex. It's me mansplaining it to the thousands of people that are listening.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense to me. Was filmed under the working title "Follow Us If You Dare." Fact.
This show is built in the back of his back burps.
Holy Christ. Stars of the mysterious two Robert Pine, and Robert England, Boone. He's also Freddy Krueger. Both appeared on the Motorcycle Cops television program, affectionately and accurately known as Chips. Fact.
Okay. Yeah, it's fact.
Are you sitting down for this one?
I sit down every episode.
Continue to do exactly that. Loosely based on Herf Applewhite, co-founder, and the cult known as the Two, or the UFO Missionaries. His partner died in 1985, and Herf continued leading the group. Sometime between 1994 and 1996, the group adopted the name Heaven's Gate.
Okay.
Their theology changed somewhat by this time since the co-leader's death. Fact.
That's a very good fact that you presented. I'm just complimenting you. It's like I can We've never said you can't compliment. That's a very good fact that you found. No?
No.
Right.
No, I don't like that.
I don't like that.
The main character is this is a kind of a little bit of a repeat of a fact, but it's worded differently, and it's a little bit of information. I want to keep it in there. The main character is loosely based on Heaven Gate's cult leader Marshall Applewhite, who led 38 of his followers to commit suicide in order to transport their spirits onto a spaceship that he believed was following the Hale-Bopp comet. Fact.
That's fact.
You remember that?
That's fact.
You
Jack.
remember that fucking shit from the 90s?
Oh yeah. Well, I'll talk about it later.
Well, I'll tell you something real quick. I'll tell you something right now, boy.
Excuse me.
I'll tell you right
Jesus.
now. Yep. It was a Saturday Night Live. You ever seen that?
Yep.
And they had a commercial where it was. I think it was Saturday Night Live. It was. I think all in black and white, and it was showing like everyone who was part of that cult. They were showing them dead, but like they're all in their beds. You know, so it wasn't like showing rotting corpses or anything graphic.
Right.
It was just kind of showing people in their beds, and it was very clear that all these people.
It was a mass suicide.
Yeah, it was mass suicide. They dressed the same. They all were wearing
Adidas.
No, they were wearing Nikes actually.
Because they sponsored it.
Well, the SNL bit was a commercial for kids. It is saying the like the responsible person's shoe or something like that. It was but that I'll go online to try to find that, and it must be like considered offensive now because it's been scrubbed from the annals.
Really?
Yeah, I can't find it at all.
That's funny.
Mysterious 2 was released on VHS by the USA Home Video and Star Classics labels, on DVD by Direct Source. This is available on DVD, which I would say go buy that because the version has got to be a better quality.
I was just about to say, I'm thinking about buying it just to see if the quality is better.
Yeah, and then my last note here is I could not find the commercial parody of the Nike Kids Heaven Gates. Twitter responses.
Twitter responses. I wonder Jason got some Twitter responses.
Boy, oh boy. I would love to say that I have got some Twitter responses, but I just don't. So we're going to go ahead and move along to the aviation question of the day.
Oh,
I know you love these.
Yes.
For what reason, I cannot surmise. What was John F. Kennedy International Airport called prior to being named after the former U.S. president?
that's very, very easy.
What's that?
It was Sandpiper Air.
Yep, that's exactly right. And you know when it was renamed?
Let's see, died in 1973.
Yep, that's exactly right. Wow. 2 for 2. Big time points. You're really...
Boom! Baby!
This is where we break down the pilot of the Mysterious 2. And you and I had talked briefly before we started recording here.
At the Pilot's Lounge.
This is a long one.
Yeah, it's an hour and 36 minutes.
A lot of times when you are in the 1970s, when you're in the 1980s, and we're looking at a pilot, it can very often be a made-for-TV movie that if it gets some traction, it will become a television series. That is the case with this. This is an hour and 36-plus minutes long. It's very long.
Very, very, very long.
It's longer than the Between Two Ferns movie that we saw recently.
God damn it.
Disappointment.
Very much so.
It's a disappointment. I got a tangent I can go on. I just won't. Prior to episode 200, for a while, we said... whatever we're going to talk about, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
In and out. We're not going to drone on and on for a half hour, an hour. We're not going to do that. I have a suggestion. I think it's nicely between the 10 minutes.
It's betwixt?
I'm sorry. I'm still on New Jersey time. Betwixt the 10-minute rule and betwixt the as long as we want rule. I remember at one point, even Chris Tuckley was like, I want you to go as long as you want talking about the pilot.
Not many women have said that to me.
Nor I. So what I will say to you is, what if we talk about a program that is a half hour long for 10 minutes? And for every half hour longer than that time, we add an extra 5 minutes on.
So we would be talking about this for 35 minutes.
We'll just say 20 minutes. We don't have to go the full 20.
Okay.
We don't have to.
We'll try it.
Do you want to try it this one episode?
Yeah, maybe we should have been so wordy at the beginning of it.
We're going long?
We're at an hour right now.
We'll start and we'll see where we go. I'm going to set the clock for, since this is an hour and a half.
I will agree to 15 minutes. If it's I'll agree to 15 minutes.
It's just an idea. I'm a man of compromise.
I understand the idea.
Stop screaming at me.
I understand the idea, but I'm just saying we've already talked for an hour.
Stop yelling at me!
You should have told me about this before the show, and I wouldn't have been so wordy about.
Do you really think that would have stopped you from being wordy?
Yeah, I wouldn't have not have talked about the dead Kennedys as long.
The dead Kennedys. I wouldn't have talked about destroying that animal as many times as I did. All right, 15 minutes it is. We'll go ahead and nod to you to start here.
Okay, we're going to start with the FBI warning. First of all, do not copy this at all.
If the FBI is involved, just color me compliant.
Sure, for sure. If I see the words FBI,
what do you think?
I'm not doing nothing
Female,
except watching
female body inspector.
Hell yeah. We see a NASA rocket and a countdown that starts at 30. And I've never, ever in my life seen a countdown that started at 30.
I was at a concert recently at Andrew WK up in Chicago at Riot Fest.
Hey, hickory dickory dock.
The very same. So you're familiar.
Yeah.
And he does a thing. He's like, we got a tradition around here. And he started counting down. He started counting down from 90.
What?
Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this is ridiculous. By the time he got to 20, there was a lot of fucking anticipation. It was building. Whatever he did worked. Wow. And I was like, counting down from 90 each individual number, it's madness. He totally did it.
Delta 4 is ready for launch.
And I didn't realize it until the very end, but that remark about Delta 4, that's an important
Sure, it plays in. And there was one piece of footage at the beginning of this that I thought that was the footage that MTV used for the rocket launch. It looks very familiar.
It might have been the case. I'm sure a lot of those launches look familiar, but I understand what you're saying. The rocket takes off. There's a problem. The trajectory's wrong or something.
Boom!
It explodes.
And now this is before Chernobyl, right? When the NASA went up and it blew up Chernobyl.
That is two different things.
Challenger.
Yeah, Chernobyl is the
right, but this is before the Challenger, correct?
I think the Challenger was like 85-ish.
Okay, so it's before. All right, I just want to make sure because when I saw it happen, I was like, "Ooh, that's got to be close to it." Maybe that wasn't the best thing to do. But
explodes. Obviously, there are people on board.
It
explodes. There's people gone, and then some time passes, and then you have two people emerging from an abandoned missile silo. They came across some kind of like hobo who said he's watching the site.
Sure.
Did you take him as a hobo who just took up residency there?
Well, the way I understood it was he had worked there when it happened, and then he stayed there.
Do you think he went nuts?
And he went nuts waiting for someone to come. That's the way I.
Because he looked like a goddamn dirty hobo to me.
Yeah. What hobo doesn't look goddamn dirty?
I would like to see a hobo that's dressed to the nines. Did we have a show that's gonna be like that?
Huh?
Oh, never. I think that was a different program. We were gonna start a podcast at one point called The Retarded Gentleman.
Ooh,
but
God.
Yeah, that's been canceled.
Jeez. Who thought about that one? Was that another one of Dustin's?
That's one of Dustin's. Yeah, that was Dustin's idea. He told that to me. I didn't agree to it. I didn't care for it. I said,
thank God it wasn't green lighted, right?
Move along to the next idea. You have a flute, and there's a lot of flute in this fucking show too.
There is a lot of flute, and at the beginning you're kind of confused because the guy from Styx is playing the flute. The blonde guy from Styx is playing the flute.
Okay,
but then there's also a guy in a tuxedo playing the flute that looks like the guy from Cheers that was the hockey player.
Which one is that?
That was on Mork and Minnie that's dead.
Whoa.
Anyway, the Italian guy. It's fine.
Okay.
But so there's two flute players at the beginning. One you find is there's too much flute playing.
I think I know who you're talking about, by the way.
Yeah.
He's
Joey
comedian.
Buttafuoco.
He's a comedian, right?
No, he was more of a TV guy.
So you get the flute, and then we see the guy playing the flute, which is nice because I thought it was just going to be intro music, but they actually see the guy doing it.
And he's got a sign draped over him.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't know this until like an hour later, but it says, "Have you seen this girl?" And it has a picture of a girl. You can't really tell.
The quality is very bad. It's very dark. Very, very dark.
Very dark is what I'm going to say. And I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about this pilot.
Sorry. Okay.
But there are times during this pilot that you will watch 10 to 15 minutes and you can't see anything.
That's definitely the case in the beginning. And then throughout, it's peppered with 15 to 20 seconds. You're like, I can't see what's happening.
I have no idea what's going on.
But we hear narration, and it's about a man who gets involved with the two people that we saw from the silo. And I will say this. The first 20 minutes I have no idea what's happening.
No, not at all.
I have no. This is an hour and a half, over an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's happening for like the first 25 to 30% of this film.
For sure, and it's drawn out. It's really long. There's a lot of in between dialogue and stuff, and you don't quite know what's going on.
There's a pentagon shape in the sky, and I'm just really having a hell of a time following this, and which is not a good sign.
Well, and like during this time is like they cut to this couple and they're redneck. They're like on a porch and they're giving their kid away and their farm, and you don't know why.
No idea.
Like
we'll find out.
You'll find out, but that's very shocking to like all of a sudden like, oh, here's my kid. He'll be fine with you. Hey, here's my farm. The guy's like, are you sure the whole farm too? He's like, yep, take it.
And it looks like these people are just. We go to a bunch of different people. We don't know their names.
Right.
We don't know what they're doing. But they're all kind of like leaving their lives behind.
There's even a black guy, and he's like taking his daughter with him, and he's like, we're this is what we're doing.
There are people being drawn to like a certain area. And then there are two beings known as he and she that we've kind of danced around here.
And they say it's time, like 70 times in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's time. They're holding meetings, I think they said all over the country, and they claim to be from another galaxy.
Sure.
But they look human beings. They look like human beings.
Looks like human beings.
And we see them later, and they're dressed, they're older folks, probably north of 60, and they're wearing like
white robes.
All white,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Pristine.
And thank you, because during this whole movie, I say to myself, the environment that they're in, their outfit should not be completely white.
They're really kind of in the California desert, if you ask me. And
Californication, if I say.
Thank you for that. A crowd is gathered.
And at this point, I wrote down, I can't see anything. It's so dark.
Absolutely. I make that note several times throughout this place. There's an investigative reporter,
Randall,
and he's traveling around. He says he's looking into these folks.
Yeah, he's been following around. Early on in the show, they talk about he is following him around. He's a reporter from New York, and his newspaper guy or whatever is going to fire him because he won't come back. But he's been following these guys, and that Randall guy, if you've looks familiar to you, he was the cook on Alice.
Vic Tayback.
Yeah. On Also With You.
Oh, thank you. So the investigator guy is traveling around trying to understand. And sometimes he'll talk to local police departments, try to work with them. And then a crowd has gathered. All these people that you saw earlier who are leaving their lives, they gather around this strange glow out on this hill in the desert. And
in a hole. It's in a big hole.
Yeah, but they're on a hill, but they look down on this like valley in this hole.
Jason, you can't have a hole without a hill.
I agree. I agree with that. Right. And the he and she, those two, they emerge from a light. And I'm thinking, what the fuck do these people want? What do they want? I don't know.
No, they just say, it's coming. The time is coming.
You got to shed all earthly possessions, desires, fears, take in only sustenance.
Hashtag no kids.
Hashtag people of tomorrow.
Yes. You can't bring kids with you.
And you know what the reason is for that? Children don't have their own will.
You know what? I remember that from later on.
I think they're strongly influenced by those around them, but if the kids can't make a decision for themselves, they don't want them.
Right. So all of a sudden, you have all these people there. They see this light, and then for some reason, the whole world, the whole neighborhood, everybody in Bakersfield, California, shows up.
That's probably about where they were.
Yeah. That's the first thing I thought of, to be honest with you. They all show up to this spot because they see this light, and everybody shows up. Camera crews, obviously, reporters.
It is a circus.
And it becomes a carnival because the first time I see daylight, the first time of this pilot that I see something that I can actually register what it is, it's like a carnival.
Thank God we get some daylight and this is all not at night. But yeah, there's people have witnessed an event and it's drawn more and more people there. Mm-hmm. I don't know how the word is out about these two. Maybe it's from their traveling around the country, but people know about them.
Sure.
And even the people who haven't just witnessed it, more and more people travel.
It reminds me of Woodstock.
It is very much of a hippy-dippy bohemian
but here's
lifestyle.
My thing. There was a lot of people that didn't know anything about Woodstock until like the last day or two, and they traveled there with no plan whatsoever. That's what all these people were.
Well, the cops arrive at the glowing light where that took place, and it didn't seem like anyone was causing trouble, so I don't know why they were there. Maybe just to make sure the peace was kept.
Yeah, and they get up there and they go, like, move away from the hill.
And the people and the cops see the glow too. It's not.
Sure.
It's one of those things like Michigan J Frog is out there with his hat, and is a frog singing with a little stick. And then when someone looks at him, he stops. He becomes a frog again.
Right.
But they actually saw the event happen. And there's a group of people in the crowd. And they're trying to stay together. And I don't know who these people are. It turns out to be like Beth and Natalie and maybe Bob.
Beth, I hear you calling, but I can't come home right now. Me and the aliens are talking, and I just might find my place.
Another Styx classic.
Does the flute player not look like the guy from Styx?
I don't know. I don't know the guy from Styx well. I'll take your word for it. He ends up, that's Tim, and he ends up being the protagonist.
Timmy the protagonist.
There's a large crowd talking, and I don't know what's happening. There's people everywhere.
There's people everywhere, and basically, let me just sum up about 20 minutes.
Yeah, please do.
They're all the people that are following his and her. They've congregated in this one spot, and they're not leaving because they're waiting for the time.
And I think it takes like 2 days for them to get there.
2 days for them to get there, but they're all kind of, and so there's on this hill. There's all these people that are now worshiping these two beings, right? And what they have to say. There's many different kinds of people. Then all of the people surround them are like carny people or people that are just
the car salesman's my favorite. How he keeps buying because people are like, I don't need my car anymore.
Yeah, I don't need anything.
But who the fuck cares? If you're why sell your car? Are you going to need money where you're going?
Well, they need money for food.
Why aren't those two going to provide them?
They need to get food before they go. They need to bring food with them.
So this guy's ripping them off for all their cars and everything, and they're waiting. And finally, the two come back after like a tent is erected.
Yeah,
and then they come out of the tent.
Won't your mama be disgusted when she sees your tent erected?
Anytime the two emerge from something, there is a pure, blinding, pure light.
If you have epilepsy, do not watch this show because there are so many flashing lights. But yeah, it's a regular like a carnival tent or a tent at some kind of function.
There's white and black people there, and then some white and black people start going towards the thing, and the redneck couple who sold their kid, he drops an N-bomb on the black dude.
Yeah, he says the N-word.
He says it, and then the he is like, hey, you can't come in here. This isn't free. This is such a conflict for me because I was like, maybe there are supernatural elements to this show. Maybe there are, or maybe they're hucksters. But as far as we're concerned in 2019, saying to a guy, hey, you know what, fuck you for dropping an N-bomb on this guy is like a good guy move. Sure. So I don't know what to think of these people.
Are they good or are they bad?
I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't know, but they take him into the tent. Like the next day happens, and like people are passed out everywhere. Like I think it's like the non-believers.
Can I stop you real quick?
Sure. We got 3 minutes.
There's a pregnant lady.
Beth.
Yeah, there's a pregnant lady, but she. We find this out later that him and her don't know that she's pregnant because you can't take a baby with you.
I think she's showing, isn't she?
Well, she's showing, but
they take the people in the tent, and then the night happens, and when they come back, the tent is empty, and all the people that were in the tent are on a bus traveling somewhere, and the rest of the people are all like passed out on the ground.
Well, I thought they were dead. I thought they were dead
too.
And then all of a sudden, this old man whose wife went and he didn't start screaming her name, and then they just start waking up. I was like, whew.
They travel.
A mass killing is not a good thing to have on a pilot.
I thought that was what was happening for sure. They travel through the desert in a bus. The bus gets stalled. They all get off the bus, and they walk to this abandoned missile silo that we saw in the beginning.
Right. Delta.
This is going to be their headquarters. The people are kept in like dark, dirty, squalor conditions, but all of them are very positive and hopeful.
Because they're very sure that him and her,
he and she will provide.
They say that a lot. And like, it's time. It's almost time.
They keep saying, we need to do this. We got to go out. Tim's like, we got to do this. So we got to get some help. Yeah, and they're just like, no, they're going to provide for us.
Right. Tim has reluctantly went with his girlfriend that he finally found.
He loves Natalie. He was searching for her. He found her, and he wants to get her out of there.
He's like, I'll listen to what this guy has to say, and then we will decide together as a couple if we stay or go.
Here's the thing.
Should I stay or should I go now?
Oh, that's the Clash, isn't it? Here's the weirdest part. Beth is pregnant. She goes into this glowing cylinder out at the silo area.
Comes out.
It comes out, no baby. She says, I never had a baby. There are no babies allowed
I know
here.
nothing.
Yeah.
And like the husband just lets the people take her.
Because there's no more wives. There's no more possessions. Everyone is a family. Everyone is one unit. It sounds like a fuck commune where you could just have sex with anyone. Is what it sounds like. What you would give for that?
Yeah.
Anyway, Tim tries to leave, and he does. Then he and she kind of let him go, but basically he gets out there and he's about ready to die because he's traveling through the desert.
Yeah, he's in the desert. No water, no food.
And the cops are like, "Hey, we found some illegal activity. Let's get out there. Now that we have something to go off of, we can actually make a move." They get out there and they find Tim. They get out there to find Tim. What happens next?
We'll never know.
We'll never know. I will say that they kind of set it up to go in the future, like
sure. Well, I'll talk about that in my later.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
Why this show didn't work. Well, here's someone's thoughts. Greg Woods from the website madefortvmovies.blogspot.com says, this pilot was shot in 1979 and sat on the shelf for 3 years before finally being released to network television, perhaps due to the success of John Forsythe in Dynasty. Now, which one is John Forsythe? It's impossible to say. I mean, a quick IMDb search could probably get you there, but I'm not about to do that during the live program here. I would say this didn't work because there was a lot of meandering, and I don't like to use the word meandering very much, but the show keeps going and going and going. Cut this down a little bit. We don't need it to be this long. If you want to improve it, shorten it up, get to the point, because seriously, 25 minutes in, the quality is bad, which is a strike against it. I can't see what's going on. I don't know who the main characters are. Where are these people going? What are they doing? What do they want? I don't know. If we are a third of the way through the program and we can't have some of those questions answered, we're just pissing in the wind. We don't know what's happening, and we should have an inkling of an idea. If it survived, at the end, I think Blake will talk about it here in a second. What the fuck? Why did you come this way?
I should have went that way. I'm sorry. I should have went that way.
Tim is angry, and he wants to find his girlfriend and free these people he believes, probably rightfully so, to be brainwashed. And he will do so by tracking these people down at their different locations and probably having conflict, because the film ends without any real resolution.
Yeah, but basically it has him he escaped, and at the end he's like, I'm gonna find him. I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna go after him and find him.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do you think? What would you do to improve this show?
I like the concept of the cult, the whole cult concept. It was relevant at the time, for sure.
That's a note that I thought of. Is like it felt very 70s, 80s.
But it was so dark, and I don't mean like morbidly dark.
You meant black people.
There was 2 black people in it. That's way too.
You wouldn't be allowed in the cylinder.
But you can't see what's going on half the time.
Yeah.
And I honestly think if you had the DVD copy, you still wouldn't be able to see what was going on. I really don't think that I missed much.
It was very dark, yeah. The lighting was a real problem.
It just, in their turbulence it just kind of drug along. Like, you could have, it just drug along. There was a lot of scenes that didn't need to be there. They weren't relevant to the show. Chop, 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 chop.
You were taking a piss, I didn't mention it, but I used the word meandering. That's what I felt like the show was doing. It was just kind of farting along.
Yeah, it was just going along, and you want detail, you want to understand things, but it was very just boom, 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 boom. Let's get to it. And it made me mad because the whole cult thing, and the whole cult following, and people giving up everything and all their money and their fucking kids.
Yeah,
I was interested in it. I was down for this show, except for the length and the fact that half the time I didn't see anything.
Can this? What is happening here? New headphones. Can this show continue though? I mean, it set it up obviously to where it can, but
it's set it up, and I think that first things first. I'm a realist, and I've
always said that about you. By the way,
thank you. It set it up cleverly to move along.
Mm-hmm.
is this guy going to just keep going all over the country? I mean, eventually he's going to be like, fuck this bitch, it's not worth it. I'm tired of playing the flute. But at least it gave you something to go off of. We've had a lot of pilots that the end of it, like, and this is going to go. This is the family. This is what they can't pay their mortgage.
This is what you got me thinking about now. Okay, the first one ends with Tim by himself saying, "I've experienced it. I know what's happening here. It needs to change. I'm not happy with it. I got to stop it." So we're thinking, okay, Tim's your protagonist. He's going to go on all the shows in the future and try to meet up with these people and rescue them or get the local authorities involved.
Or at least save Natalie. At the worst, he wants to save Natalie.
This is where it could go. First of all, I see The Mysterious 2 as a limited run. Did you ever watch Twin Peaks?
No.
That show went on too long. It was only a season and a half, maybe 2 seasons, but it was too long because it was basically who killed Laura Palmer. Roger Rabbit, that's right. And so they were forced to wrap it up. I think the original idea of Twin Peaks was like, hey, let's keep it going forever, and we'll never find out who killed this person. But the network made them come to some resolution to appease the fans.
Sure.
If it was a short run, a limited run, it would have been more powerful. I think this would be good as a limited run series, and every town that Tim goes to with the Mysterious Two, there's going to be a couple people there who are like, fuck this shit.
Right.
And now Tim's got a posse going, right?
Yeah.
And now
they're on Broadway.
He's got a posse on Broadway, like so much Slick Rick, right? And so they're out there going to town with their pitchforks and their torches, trying to save these people from being brainwashed. This is what I don't understand. If you are an all-powerful being from another planet, just reveal your whole plan. Let everyone know. Because if what you're doing is genuinely good and honest, then tell everyone why not. What do you have to lose? Why make people blindly choose faith and then have everyone question what you're doing?
Do me be honest with you?
This show is built on the back of your honesty.
Right. I think if you do that, then you give it all away. Like, there's nothing to keep people coming.
Like the Chili Peppers.
Sure. I don't know anything about
Give it away.
Give it away now?
Right now.
Jimmy, give it away now?
I wouldn't mind if you did.
Yeah, but if I told you the whole thing I wanted, you may not follow me. Like, if I told 10 people my plan all the way through, and 4 people followed me, but if I tell you parts of it, 9 of those people will come and follow me. You see what I'm saying? You keep the string. You keep the string going.
I guess. I don't know.
I know all about mass suicides. I know all about cults.
You know about mass suicides?
Yes. I just can't get people to join me.
That's the only way you'll kill yourself is if you get a bunch of people.
No, but I'm saying...
Wait, 8 of you want to die? I want a bunch of people to kill themselves.
Only 8 people like me? God, I can't die if only 8 people like me. No, but what I'm saying is you're giving them a little bit and you're keeping them coming as opposed to, hey, this is my plan for, building a wall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that was my idea anyway.
No, I get you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
IMDb, out of 98 ratings, what did you cheat and come up with?
IMDb, decimals in place, 1 through 10.
What did people from around the world score The Mysterious 2?
Probably like a 4.8, something like that.
What do you get out of being a goddamn cheater?
I'm not cheating. I just guessed. It was a complete guess.
Okay. So I'll say this: next 200 episodes, me asking you on IMDb, canceled.
Okay,
we just fucking cancel it.
All right, that's fine.
Critic reviews.
Next week is 5.7.
You asshole. Rock Baker from Jabutu.net says, The Mysterious 2 was a failed pilot series that never materialized. That's too bad because while well-produced, the pilot leaves a lot of mystery to its titular 2. Hilarious. Not only did it not go to series, but the release was held back for 3 years. Viewer reviews, prophetic expose of the contactee mindset, which is almost a series of words that shouldn't be put together. Very interesting and disturbing TV film was based on the Jonestown cult massacre, which oddly enough came up on a recent episode that I was on of the Karaoke Big E program.
Really?
Yeah, very odd.
Is it because of the cult of personality?
That's right. That's exactly right. It was a massacre, but on the exploits of the two, this male and female pair of deluded UFO contactees roamed America in the 70s, enlisting converts. I read articles about them then in major magazines such as Time. They then disappeared, and I wondered what had become of them. They resurfaced in the mid 90s as Bo and Peep. It's a little too
Bo Peep.
It's a little on the nose for herding sheeple. The leaders of the suicidal Heaven's Gate called. They believed they were in contact with a spaceship that was coming to Earth to collect them and was following in the wake of the Hale-Bopp comet. I think this TV movie takes an accurate and chilling look at the world of religious delusion, kooks, cults, and the outsider mentality. I stumbled upon it late one night, and it hooked me and has stayed with me. Highly recommended.
I give that review an A-.
Oh. Yeah, I agree.
No, seriously.
You may not agree with how much this person may have liked the movie, but it was well written, well thought out.
Well, and yeah, what he was saying is true.
7 out of 10, genuinely spooky. Basically, this film is a reaction to the various UFO sects that have sprung up over the years, especially in the decade.
UFO sex?
Yeah. You never had... it's like when Eli had sex with a sandwich, is an unidentified flying...
peanut butter?
Focaccia.
For Shakasha comedy, right?
Mysterious 2 equals Heaven's Gate, 1 out of 10 scars. But for a Hollywood movie, why not... let's see, what does it say? Truly bad. Watch it if you like bad sci-fi from the 80s, which can have its place, but its unfortunate place in history makes you question the decisions they make in Hollywood all the more.
California.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11 and the temperature is 69 degrees. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
Bing bong! Hello!
Bing bong, bitches.
1 to 7, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
That is our grading scale. It's based off of Characters of Wings.
What is Wings?
It's a classically television show that lasted 8 or 9 years.
Well said.
And it was successfully not successful.
I think it lasts for 8 years. You're a success, right?
Right, but I mean, it didn't get the hype.
It didn't get accolades.
Yeah. Ooh, hold on.
Did you get tested? They have to stick a Q-tip into your dick hole to test you for accolades, right?
The rating scale goes from 1 to 7. 7 being the best. Brian Hackett. 1 being the worst. Roy Bickens.
All of the scores should lie in between there somewhere. We've had
Twixt.
people. God, I keep saying between like an idiot. I'm sorry, Captain Philip. Rest assured, I turn to you. How do you rate the Mysterious 2?
Okay.
Make sure you clear your throat first.
Take away the alien aspect.
Done.
Take away how dark it was.
Done.
Take away that it was an hour and 36 minutes.
Can't do it.
I enjoyed the concept.
Mm-hmm. This is a very mature approach you're taking.
I'm amazed by the fact that there are people in this world that can convince people to kill themselves.
Oh, yeah!
It's amazing the power. Like, if you find people that are down on their luck, they don't have any confidence, they don't believe in themselves, they want to die, they will listen to anything you fucking say.
We need to do something with that. We need to do something with that information.
Start a new podcast?
Religion, I was thinking.
Oh, a religious podcast about our religion.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
And we'll call it Hobo
Erectus?
Hobo Blood Fart?
Don't be disgusting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What an awful thing to say.
There was a lot of recognizable actors in here. The guy from Styx.
Did you recognize Robert Englund?
Oh, yeah. Freddy Krueger?
Yeah.
For sure. And I recognized Alice's cook.
Yeah, Vic Tayback.
Yeah. Achoo, bless you.
Excuse me. Good
And
Lord.
John Forsythe. I remembered him as well.
Did you recognize John Nearsight, too?
Not if I didn't have my glasses on.
Hold on a second. Good Christ. Is that loud? The fuck is happening?
I first want to say Happy Columbus Day.
Oh, thank you.
I second want to say Happy Thanksgiving Day to those folks in Canada.
Way in the Great White North.
I'm giving this a 4. I did not hate it.
Yeah.
I saw past a lot of this stuff. The concept I love. How they ended it, I liked. Mm-hmm. Take away how long it was and how the darkness was, but I give it a 4. I would watch this again.
There is a certain fascination with this
boobs.
kind of thing. With boobs?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
There was a film, it was a Netflix series, probably about 4 or 5 episodes long. I can't remember what that was called, but that was about a cult that happened up in Oregon.
Right. I love the whole. I will listen to anything or I watch anything in regards to cults because I'm just amazed. Except Wild Country, I haven't watched it yet, but I want to.
That's what I'm talking about. Wild
Right.
Country. That was the Oregon one.
But
yes.
I want to. I that stuff draws me in to watch it. Very much so.
Especially when it's caught on film like that. When you
Sure.
can see the people and like
People over here.
the people over there.
The people.
You look at some of these folks, and they do have this wild, I got hit in the back of the head with a baseball look about them.
Right, and in this show, just like in real life, like there's rich people, there's the poorest of people.
It took all kinds.
It's every kind found something that they focused on.
Well, I think it is like religion, right? This is someone mentioned it in one of the reviews here, but people flock towards religion because they say there was a time that I don't remember. And it wasn't around. And then I have consciousness. And then everyone I see around me, the people will die. I will be one of those people someday. What happens when I die? What happens when everything I know to be true, because I am conscious, ceases to exist? I want answers. People who say I have answers, those people gain power.
Sure.
And they usually gain a following. Sure. And with all that shit comes money, fame,
Right.
So people are out there looking for answers. We've done it since mythological times when we said there are gods for this and that. They didn't know.
Right.
They didn't know about
They're
science.
just like, we have to answer this, and this is how we're going to answer it. But also, like, community. People want to
Great show.
People want to be a part of a community.
That
right?
too, yeah.
They want to feel as though they're part of something.
Someone mentioned in here the outsider appeal. Yeah. If you feel like you don't know where you fit in society, hey, guess what? Come on over here. There's a spot for you. It's right under this tent with a blinding light.
R.I.P. Pony Boy. You didn't give me a chance to say it.
Who's Pony Boy?
You said the outsider aspect, and I was like, R.I.P. Pony Boy. He died.
Oh, in the film. You know who's really into that film right now?
Who?
My daughter.
Don't call me daughter.
I apologize to you.
I haven't watched it in a long time. But
my daughter's like, I have hormones.
That's true.
And she's like, you know what I like?
You got Emilio Estevez.
Well, no, this is what she likes. She's
Antonio Banderas.
No, I don't think those together. She's like, you know
Matt Dillon.
You know what I like? I like Matt Dillon. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, you know what else I like? He's like, what's that? I was like, Ralph Macchio. I was like, oh my God Almighty.
Hey, just have her watch Karate Kid 2. She won't like him anymore.
Do you have any idea how much money I spent on LBGQT LMNOP documents just to lay around my house to convince my daughter she's a gay lady? Now she likes dudes.
That's funny.
Fucking shit.
You know what? Since you brought it up, I had a person from the LBGT community today.
You had them?
I had them send me a picture. They're doing their second job tonight, driving a hearse.
What does that mean? You had them send you? Who is this person?
No, I didn't have them. They sent me a picture and said, "Hey,
it's someone that we know.
Someone I know,
or someone you know."
Yeah,
they sent you a picture that they're driving a hearse.
Yeah, they're driving on their way to go pick up dead bodies.
Holy criminy! Yeah. That's got to be
their second job.
Well, you gotta be, if your side hustle involves a corpse, then peace be with you, and also with you.
Also with you.
I give this a 3. This is a little long. I like the concept. I am giving it a D bump for the darkness. It is really rough. There is probably 20% of this film where you have no idea what's happening, and all you hear you're just hearing things.
And there's 10% where it's dark and you just see a bunch of flashing lights.
Yeah.
So if you have epilepsy, do not watch this.
This show needs to be 60 minutes tops. It needs to be yeah, thank you. 60 minutes, 2 tops.
Bubba Waters.
What was that?
Bubba Waters. What was the guy?
She was 2020.
What was the guy that did the ending thing?
Oh,
I do a really good imitation of him.
Andy Rooney.
You see, the fact is, this pilot was rough. But it's always a smooth flight on Couch Pilots.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, crew,
Should we end it right
we'd
there?
like to thank you for joining
Good.
us on this
Let's just
trip.
end it. Let's just end the show.
We're looking forward to
All right.
seeing you
All right.
on board again.
There's some other stuff we
in
could
the
talk
near
about, but fuck it.
future.
Later,
Have a
dudes.
nice day.
Later, Gators.
So right now we're at 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 37 seconds, which is about 2 minutes shorter than this pilot. And I thought, awesome! Why not just keep going? I have a message of positivity. We had such a great turnout at Wembley Stadium for episode 200. Thank you. We had a lot of friends that showed up. We had a lot of people that called in, that sent video messages, and we are very, very honored that all of you did that. And I want you to check out my new podcast, Guys in a Bowling Alley, which is coming out in 3 days.
When is that coming out?
It's going to come out October 17th.
Why are you waiting that long?
I'm banking and getting stuff ready.
Okay.
But do you want to ruin my fucking plug or what?
No, I'm excited for the show because I'm going to be on one coming up.
Yeah. And you're going to be on episode 3 and 4.
And I made all the trophies.
You made all the trophies. But check out Guys in a Bowling Alley. Even if you don't like bowling, it really doesn't have to do with a lot of bowling. We're at a bowling alley and it goes from there.
We never really plug our other shit. I'm on a show
Sure.
called The Importance of Seeing Ernest. So if you want to watch that, you remember Ernest Goes to Camp? There was a bunch of other fucking shit he did too. So watch that. You can listen to me talk about it. That's it.
Anything else?
Me love you long time. You usually say that, right?
I love you long time, always. Later, taters.